right, welcome back to Jada on Piano. I want to talk about a topic I don't see talked about much, so we're going to jump right in. We're going to talk about how to determine or how to figure out what key you are in. You know the chords, you're playing the song, but in order to analyze it correctly, you want to know what key you're playing in. So I'm going to start my track again so I can give you an example. Here we go. This is what we're going to do right here. Okay. There we go. I want to keep that right there. So what did I have? I'm not going to go into the key yet because I want you to see what we're doing. We had the chord right here, A flat major 7, the main parts of this, and C minor 9. You know, those two. And then I also did and this, and then I had this chord. So the A flat major 7, the C minor 7, and I didn't really have the F in there unless I went to that version of it where the F was on top. And then I also had the E flat 9. 9 is right there, the dominant part of the chord, and then the 13 is right there, the 7 is right there. So what do we have here? Now the temptation is to think that because it started on the A flat that we're in the key of A flat. Well, let's look at that and see what we can figure out. So here are the numbers in A flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and back to 1 like we're used to. Now here's the deal. Let's look at them. Okay, we could say that would be our 1 if we're looking at it like that. And then if we go here, we could say that's the 3. And does that look right? That would be the 2. So 1, 2. We do have that chord as a 3. 4, 5, and we even had a dominant chord. If I took the that out, that's our dominant chord, and all of this is diatonic to A flat. Then we've got that was the E flat. Then we've got, or that I never played it in this particular thing, although I could have. That's the 6, and that's really, that would be the 7, and then back to the A flat. So that would look pretty good, but here is the problem with that. I played this chord, especially at the start. This note right here is a D, and the reason this D is important is because look at the A flat scale. Sorry. There we go. That's the A flat scale. There's no D in the A flat scale. Now, there's two ways you can look at that, but let's deal with the the most basic part of it first. Because there's no D in this key, and I was using it so often, like that was part of the harmonic structure. So what chords or what key, let's see if there's any other keys, that would be a better way to say it, that have those two chords in them. This one and this one, particularly with this D. And so if I was in D flat, we've got an E flat and an A flat in the key, but this is the E flat chord that's in D flat. That's the A flat chord, and we don't have that note, so it's not that key. Let's go to E flat. Well, we do have this chord, we've got that chord, and lo and behold, we've also got this. That's C minor 9 because, and the 11. We've got both of them in that key. And let's look at the notes there. See that? So this D is a part of this key. So this looks better. See what I'm saying? That is diatonic to the key of E flat, and it fits a whole lot better. Now, what does that mean? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a 4. And then this is 5 and 6. That would mean such a simple, basically a 2-chord progression, essentially, would be a 4 to a 6. We've heard that type of thing happening in music. It's not necessarily a popular progression, but you do hear it, I will say this, it's kind of popular, but it's not like a staple, but you do hear it often enough that it's something to give a little attention to, which is why I wanted to talk about it today, because it's probably confusing a lot of people to think of the key. So if I look at this as a 4 to 6, I'm in E flat, everything's diatonic. Now, then we go back here, because I threw this chord in, and it sounded like it fit, like it went. How come that is? Well, the second way you can be looking at both of these things is if you see this whole movement in E flat, this chord is simply in one quick moment tonicizing the A flat, because remember the A flat, we talked about this key. Well, this chord is in that key. Well, that's our chord. So we momentarily, for like a second, was like, well, let me think in A flat for a second and throw in the 5 chord in A flat to get to an A flat chord. That's how we were approaching that. But if I look at the whole thing in A flat, then I gotta ignore this every time, or call this just an extension. See what I'm saying? So you could look at it both ways, but it's important for you to know what way you're looking at it. I prefer to see this whole thing in E flat and then add in based on that. Because watch this. If I start the track, thinking in E flat, let's look at this. I'm not going to do a lot of movement in here, but this is the A flat chord. There's the C minor chord. Watch this. I get that chord in because I'm thinking in E flat. I'm going to throw it in again. Watch. To go to my C. Oh, sorry. That's what I did there. Sorry. Right? See, because I'm thinking of that in E flat. So this chord is already in E flat. Now, let's think about this in A flat really quick and see what the difference is, how it would change. Okay. Using this as a little experiment here. And I'm going to take that D out. Let's see what we can get here. Here we go. That didn't feel as good, but it's there. So hold on. Let's try to see if we can make it sound better. Let's do that. Right? Now, it even sounds a bit different trying to get that. Now, I'm not saying that chord can't go and we can't think of the but this chord, that D flat, is in the key. Oh, sorry. What if I did that? Let's try that again. Without the 7. I keep playing the wrong chord. Here we go. This time. It doesn't sound, well, we can think of it that way. It doesn't sound as good if I'm so let's try that again. See, I'm taking that D flat out as much as I can. Let's see. You know what I'm saying? So A flat doesn't even sound as strong with that. Now, here's something else to consider. While, even though there's no, now look at this. There's something to see here while we're thinking of this, because even though I did this and this and this, again, this could momentarily be thinking in A flat because this is the target chord. But look at the chords themselves. That's my A flat major chord. Well, look what we have tucked right in the middle. I have an E flat chord in there. And then look at this. Still got that tucked right in. So everything about this, even when I have that, in the middle of this, we've got this tucked in here no matter what. Whether I play it with it or without. The E flat chord is just screaming in there. Now watch when I switch to the A flat. It doesn't give me that hum, that feeling. Let's hear. See the difference? So I brought out that progression specifically. Now watch this. I can do the same thing because I'm thinking in E flat. And go to the 2. So I'm going to start normal here. Watch this. So I can switch back and forth. Because I'm looking at this in E flat. So E flat is a much stronger key. You can see it in A flat, but it's going to give you problems trying to fit that ideology in often during this piece or during that kind of progression. And the only difference between E flat and A flat, watch this. If I'm playing, is this note. One has the D flat, one has the D. The A flat has the D flat. The E flat has the D. See that? It just skips that note. All the rest of those notes of that scale are the same. So they're very closely related key, which is why they're close related keys, which is why it gets a little bit confusing sometimes for people. They'll think they're in one key because that starts on that chord, but they really could be in another key because it is the stronger key. Now, just like, and I'm going to throw this out here, but just like E flat and A flat are one note away, watch A flat in the other direction. it's one note away from D flat. That's A flat. D flat is here. So keys that are closely related differ by a half a step. It's really subtle, but makes a huge difference in figuring out what's going on in the song. So if you were listening and you thought, this is A flat because it starts on the 1. Nope, this is a 4. And this is the 6. But again, because the keys are so closely related, it may be a bit confusing. So watch out for that, if you're a singer or if you're playing, check out what that is. If you think you're in the key, but then it's not sounding quite right, quick tip, go to the 5th of that key. Another great reason to know all your scales. So you're here and you're thinking, oh, this isn't the right one. This isn't the right one. Well, the other closely related one, go a 5th away. Either go a 5th up, or go a 5th down, because both of those, now they have different. A flat shares this here, the D or the D flat with E flat, but A flat and D flat share the F and the G flat. Or no, sorry, these two, I was giving you guys the wrong thing. This is in E flat, this is in A flat, and that's in D flat. So it always circles around the 7 and the 4. This is the 4 of A flat. This is the 7 of E flat. This is the 4 of D flat. This is the 7 in A flat. So it's got those relationships there that you want to be looking out for if you're trying to figure out what the key is. You might need to go up a half step to figure it out, or down a half step, or down a 5th. Up a 5th, down a 5th to figure out the right key. In this case, it was, see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. This is the 5 of D flat. This is the 5 of A flat. See that? So that's what we have for this or today's lesson. Just, figuring out the key. If you like this kind of stuff, let me know. Let me know if you've got some progressions that don't start on the 1. Let me know how you use them, what progressions they are. Might be able to talk about them here on the channel or something like that. And also, if you're looking for more information to play by ear, check out my playing by ear course on my website, or you can get from my website. It is called Playing by Ear is the name of the course, but my website is Jada on Piano. And again, check us out, like the channel, subscribe, share it with your friends if you like this kind of stuff. So you take care, have a blessed day.